Dorian and I were married 2 months ago. You needn't thank me.
You jest. In our clan, marriage requires approval of the family council. Without the family's consent, the union is invalid.
But he was willing. Our wedding was witnessed by a priest.
Dorian has been betrothed since childhood. His fiancée is Evangeline Crimson. How can a common herb gatherer like you compare to her?
Dorian glanced at me, hesitated, and chased after her. I looked at the untouched feast on the table, picked up a metal fork, and began to eat. In the year when I most longed for a handsome face, I found an amnesiac man while gathering herbs on Silvermoon Mountain. Taking advantage of his injury and memory loss, I persuaded him to marry me. He agreed gladly. On our wedding night, candlelight flickered. Drunk and bleary-eyed, I looked at him, a faint blush rose on his cheeks. When he lowered his head to kiss me, raindrops began to fall softly outside the window. In the second month after the wedding, he suddenly regained his memory. He said he was the heir of the Blood Moon family, that his house controlled the blood crystal mines, and asked me to go back with him. I went with him to the capital, but then I overheard a conversation between him and his mother and learned the truth. 3 months earlier, while gathering herbs, I passed a stream in the forest and saw a man lying among the rocks, a hideous sword wound on his back, the water stained red with blood. His skin was pale as moonlight, and the silver threads on his robe gleamed coldly in the sun. He was more beautiful than all the men I had ever seen put together. I went up to check his breath. He was alive, so I carried him home on my back. I tended him without rest for 3 days. I made him a blood-staunching broth, a recipe my mother taught me. But with the same herbs, mine worked faster than others. The villagers called me a born healer. Before she died, my mother also said,
Seren, remember, humans have the prophet's prophecy. Neither wolf nor vampire dare harm you. But still be careful of them.
I didn't understand then, I would later. On the third morning, he finally woke. The first words he spoke were,
"Where is this? Who am I?"
He had amnesia. I thought about lying, telling him I was his wife. After all, with a face like his, it wouldn't be a bad deal to have him as a husband. But my conscience wouldn't allow it, so I told the truth.
My name is Seren. This is my home. You were hurt, and I saved you. Since you can't remember your name, I'll call you Nyx. Just rest now. Names don't matter.
He looked down at his bandaged wound and nodded. The days he spent recovering at my home were unexpectedly lovely. After he healed a little, he began helping me with chores, sweeping the yard, mending the fence, drying my herbs. He could even identify some plants I wasn't sure about.
It smells like I think I've seen it before.
Watching him sit by the window sorting my herbs made me feel warm inside. When I changed his bandages, my fingers accidentally brushed the edge of his wound. It seemed to shrink a little. I rubbed my eyes, thinking it was just the candlelight. Then I noticed that wherever I touched, the redness faded unusually fast. I sat down opposite him, my cheeks warm.
Nyx, shall we get married?
A flash of red light crossed his pupils, then vanished.
Yes.
Overjoyed, I dug out the 6 gold coins my mother had left me from under the bed. A simple wedding was enough. The village priest held the ceremony, and everyone came to the feast. That night, a little drunk, I looked at him and said,
Marrying you is the luckiest thing.
He cupped my face in his hands, his light-colored eyes reflecting the candle flames.
I feel the same.
Nyx looked at me and kissed me. Then the rain began to fall, drops hitting the window by the bed. His hand slid to my waist, fingers grazing, and I shivered, not from cold. The rain grew heavier, covering our breaths. When I woke the next morning, I was not tired at all. Turning to look at him, I saw the edges of the wounds on his back glowing faintly with a pale green light. Days passed quickly. Every day I went up the mountain to gather herbs, then returned to treat patients in the village or town. He stayed home, repairing the house. I thought life would go on like that forever. Until one day, when I came back from gathering herbs, I saw 2 strangers in black robes standing in my yard. Their skin was pale, their pupils reddish, and thin swords hung at their belts. My heart jumped. I thought the men who had injured him had come for revenge. He had already remembered his name, Dorian, and was standing by the little table where we usually ate together. The black-robed men knelt on one knee facing him.
What's going on?
I walked to Dorian's side and lowered my voice.
Are these people here to cause you trouble?
He looked at me with a complicated emotion in his light-colored eyes that I had never seen before.
Seren, my memory has returned.
His memory had returned. I thought of the first day we met, the fine silver thread on his robes, the faint ring mark on his finger, the mark of a family crest worn for years. He was no ordinary man. What had he remembered? Did he already have a wife? If his family was noble, would they accept me as his wife? Flustered, I asked.
Then, what will you do now?
Will you come back with me to the capital? Before, I didn't know who I was, and I couldn't repay you for saving my life. Now that I remember, come with me, all right?
He remembered where he came from, that he was not yet married, and he said he wanted me as his wife. I was more than willing. Dorian's full name was Dorian Bloodmoon. The Bloodmoon family, the wealthiest vampire nobles on the continent, who had controlled the blood crystal mines for generations. His mother gave birth to him when she was over 400 years old. He was cherished like a jewel, spoilt since childhood. During the 2 months he was missing, the family spent fortunes hiring all manner of forces to find him. Listening to him tell me this, I felt a little envious.
Your family really loves you.
My mother had loved me very much too. She had been the best healer in the village, but she died when I was 12. Before she fell ill, she left me her medicine chest and a packet of seeds.
These are moonshadow flower seeds. When they bloom, you will know who you are.
I always thought it was just her ravings. Because Dorian hadn't fully healed, we spent several days on the road before reaching the capital. One night we stopped in the wilderness, moonlight flooded the plains. Dorian stood under the moon, and from his back unfolded a pair of wings, bat-like, their membranes dark red in the moonlight. He reached out his hand to me, and I took it. He lifted me into the night sky. The wind roared in my ears as the sun sank below the horizon, darkness fell, and one by one the stars appeared. Half a day later, the carriage stopped before a great manor. Looking at the gate carved with the blood moon crest, I felt a sudden unease. As soon as the carriage stopped, an elderly woman came out, followed by 4 servants. Her eyes filled with tears at the sight of Dorian.
Young lord, you finally returned. My lady has nearly wept her eyes out. How thin you've become.
The crowd surrounded Dorian as he walked inside. I followed, pushed to the back. Dorian didn't look back once. Once inside the manor, Dorian was taken to see his mother. I was randomly placed in a secluded room and forgotten. About half an hour later, a servant called me.
Miss, my lady requests your presence at dinner.
I followed him into a hall 10 times larger than my home. On the main seat sat a strikingly beautiful woman who looked barely 30. Vampires aged very slowly.
Mother, this is Seren. She saved my life.
I stepped forward and greeted her.
Good day, my lady.
Her expression was cold. Her eyes scanned me from head to toe, like she was appraising a worthless object.
Seren, thank you for saving my son. This meal is a token of thanks, so please don't stand on ceremony.
Not a family dinner, a thank you. I looked at Dorian, but he looked away.
Dorian and I were married 2 months ago. You needn't thank me.
A flicker of unease crossed Lady Bloodmoon's face, then she forced a smile.
You jest. In our clan, marriage requires approval of the family council. Not to mention that my son had lost his memory, even if he hadn't. Without the family's consent, the union is invalid.
But he was willing. Our wedding was witnessed by a priest.
Her false smile finally broke.
Dorian has been betrothed since childhood to the Crimson family, one of the 12 noble bloodlines. His fiancée is Evangeline Crimson, daughter of the council's chief. How can a common herb gatherer like you compare to her?
But we...
I finished.
She lifted a crystal glass, sipped a red liquid, cut me off, and rose to leave. Dorian glanced at me, hesitated, and chased after her. I looked at the untouched feast on the table, picked up a metal fork, and began to eat.